Okay, 1, 2, 3, we're going. Hi there, hello. Yes, my voice is weird. Let's see if I can get this to do this. Because we're going to focus right there. We're going to record. Remind me to move that back. We're going to do this. Okay, we're rolling. Hello there. Good morning. Hello, hello, hello. Who's doing the question for today? Oh, that's very good. Long-term memory. That went from short to long. That's really impressive. Things are intact. Let's see, a couple things I want to tell you first. I'm going to see a really cool 2-minute video, and then we're going to do something. Then we're going to see a tape. Number one, the number of calculations that the conscious brain can work on at any one time. PFC, one calculation at a time. Billions! By the way, this is Wall Street Journal, Inside the Executive Brain, Neuroimaging of Executives. Great idea. Billions! Number of calculations that they're calling it unconscious, I call it verbal non-conscious, parts of the brain can work on at any one time. Billions. They're looking at different things that help and not help business environments. One of them, believe it or not, is deadlines. Speaking of which, the deadline is to when you have things that are due in this class. The more stressful a deadline is, the less open you are to other ways of approaching the problem. And why is that, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you so very much. Speaking thereof and thereof, and their which, whatever. Great journal. You guys get this? Scientific American Mind. It's like $19 a year or something. Fabulous. Just a lot of the stuff I send you is from here. The man who could, parentheses not, see faces. Famous case study. A man who was completely blind could distinguish among photographs of happy and angry faces. Scientists learned that visual information was reaching his happy, fast, sad, angry amygdala. Totally blind man. Totally blind man. Visual information reaching his amygdala in response to faces that were gazing directly at him. You cannot guess which pictures contain direct or reverse gazes in a conscious sense, but in this non-conscious sense, his amygdala registered which was. Holy schnoly. You can be totally blind. Oh, you're smiling at me. What are you upset about?
So
sensitive.
It was an emotional, like a physiological reaction to that emotion?
Well, so something was getting through from here to the amygdala that wasn't hitting the visual cortex.
But so if it was like an angry face, could he physiologically feel?
Correct. And they had an FOS, they could see his amygdala's firing. Isn't that amazing? He's squeaking. It's Minnie Mouse. Okay. What do I want to tell you? Okay. Let's do this. We're going to do a little bit of Jung before we switch. Or metaphoric mind, since we're on the magic mind. So let's imagine you have this dream. You're walking through this dark forest, and it's kind of creepy, and it's night, and it's cold, and it's scary, and sounds and all of that. And suddenly you see through the trees this moon, and across the sky in this moonlit night, you see this bird like flying, and its wings are so beautiful. It's an iridescent turquoise green blue that you notice, and then you notice that it's guiding you. It seems to be following you. It's guiding you, and suddenly you come out to this fantastic meadow, and the sun, the dawn comes up, and the bird lands on your shoulder, and you wake up with a sense of bliss. What's your dream? I love this look. Camera, close up. That's a great look. Let me think about that. Let me feel that. Let my mind, body, and spirit absorb the image. So what's the dream task you might do to that? I mean, there's not a single. There's a zillion different possibilities.
Well, it's changing something scary into something good, right?
Well, you could confront whatever is scary and do a dialogue with that. Okay, so that'd be one thing you could do. What'd be another? Again, no right wrongs. Let your nonverbal, metaphoric, magic mind, client or you, have this dream. You're looking at me. Terry.
I mean, we got a pretty cool tool from you last week with this quadrant drawing up.
Yeah, so you haven't drawn. Always look for the healing, always look for the helping. I mean, look for the controversy, what's upsetting, how do I confront, how do I integrate, come to peace with that, namaste. And if there's ever a healing, positive aspect, remember my green giraffe? Do something with that aspect. Integrate that aspect. Bring it forth. So what might you do with, obviously what's the healing element in this dream, or the helpful element? The parent. I mean, it's helpful. So what might you do?
Get a little bird.
Have them buy a parrot.
Yeah, the extreme would be to go buy him a car, a parrot.
Parrot can say, it's okay.
Yeah, you can afford me. We're going to do this. The extreme would be you go buy one of these parrots. I know it's extreme. You could draw the parrot. You could find a piece of jewelry that has a parrot like that. You can find a photograph, anything that has parrotness to it. You could carry a feather in your pocket and put it by your bed. Or get a fabulous iridescent blue blouse and wear it when you do your oral presentation. Or a scarf. Something that represents, well, hello there. Oh, there's no other seat left. There's one right here for you. Great outfit. You interviewing or something?
What was that?
Are you interviewing or something? You have a great outfit on.
It's just a nice day.
Well, there you go. Just a nice day. So you get that? Get the sense of that? Remember that. Remember, look for the conflict and confront it and integrate and come to peace. And look for the healing, the helping, and integrate, bring it into your life. So speaking of which the facile use of imagery, just in and out of therapy with, never mind little pumpkins who are so little Jungianites. Remember, they believe in gnomes. They believe in all that. That's real to them. It's a whole other world. And you were all there and still with you. I leave here and I go see a client, a 17-year-old, no, 16 I guess, great kid that I see off and on. He is a sports prodigy. And he has an ambivalent relationship to the sport he's so good at. Because, of course, the whole push is do this, do this, do this. And part of him likes it, loves it, and whatever. But it necessitates getting up at 4 in the morning. It necessitates ridiculous commitments. His greater passion is, I might need, actually, a bottle of water. Don't know where my water is. Fantastic. Being a fishing boat captain. And he has been fishing since he was 4. His dad took him and still does. They fish and they have a boat. So it's a very realistic thing for him. And that's really what he's going to be doing. So he's not doing as well in school as he wants. The inner slacker is taking over the potato or the couch potato. But he's trying to get motivated and he's trying to figure out what to do with swimming or not. So he's talking, I say, wait, tell me, what is it again? See yourself at 35. I mean, just say that. See yourself at 35. And he goes, oh, that's easy. I said, what are you seeing? Well, I've got my own boat. I'm a boat captain. I'm a fisherman boat captain. I said, great, give me some visuals. What's the boat look like? He gives me he knows exactly what boat he wants. By the way, after we did this little image really quickly, we actually went on Google and looked at the boat, the thick pictures of these boats. That's the wonderful thing about this. We just go, wait a minute, let's look at that. Oh, that's cool. So I said, so what's the captain telling you to do? About the sport and not sport, and He goes, do the sport. I go, cool. Ask him why. And again, this isn't big like this. He's just looking at me going, yeah, it says do the sport. I said, okay, great, why? He says, well, it'll be easier, I can get the boat quicker and be the captain quicker if I go to a 4-year school. And if I do the sport, I'll get to the 4-year school easily. And that's worth it. I said, brilliant, listen to your inner captain guide, man. Aye, aye, sir. It's just like, then we go back to, and then we get looked at the boat. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be a big deal. It can be just like, wham. He'll remember that. He's got this captain. That's what you want. That's the whole point of being a co-guide. It's all here. That's what I mean, a relationship with yourself. It's very relationally based, self to self, small s to big S. But it was just really, really cool. And it was really smart what he said. Because the reality is this kid does not need to go to a 4-year school, really, for what he wants to do. But in fact, he wants to get jobs. He already is going to get jobs in the boating industry. He knows the path. But actually, it's better if he got the 4 years. And he can certainly get in easier with his prodiginess. Okay? Another client comes in on Monday, and she is not the big imagery type. She is a dressage rider. It's another impassioned, it's an art form. I don't think they see it as a sport. It's an art form. Dressage, a special kind of horseback riding.
No, we're not.
No, you're wondering, oh my God, you're wondering what the heck this is? Well, it's not a pogo stick. That's really funny. I guess I should have done that. Edit that one, man. That's not a good visual. I'm really sorry. The funny thing, I had no idea how bizarre I was looking, because to me, I just see myself riding the horse.
You're a weightlifter.
Oh, weightlifting? Oh, dressage. Look! I got it. Yes. Thank you. Ow! No. That'd be funny. They bowed. Never mind. God, that is funny. Now, actually, the quick flashback is I'm about 8 years old. We're in the hotel, and I grabbed the suitcase and put it on the bed, and I'm riding on the suitcase. And I'm absolutely out in the prairies in the wild. Ride 'em, cowboy. We are 3 neurons away from the magic mind at any given second. Just open that door. Whew! What's wonderful about what she was, so she's, it's an art form. She's relatively new at it. I mean, she didn't start when she was 3. But she's very good. But she gets scared sometimes. And the image she has, I mean, again, she just spontaneously said this, is the movie, Air Force One. In Air Force One, there's a scene where he says, we're going to land this plane, we're going to land this plane no matter what, Harrison Ford. And she says, she sees that. She also sees, there's a YouTube of a woman, a dressagist, in like this, doing a competition, in this ridiculous storm. I mean, thunder, like the whole winds, but she keeps her stance. We'll do it this way now, it won't be so bizarre. The whole time, so she sees that. And then she says to herself, we're going to land this plane no matter what. And when she says that and does that, she does much better on the horse. She sent me a picture, because it was very, very windy, is the point. She did this competition, it was extremely windy. So she showed me this picture, and you could see the thing right. But she's doing a beautiful job. But you see, she's using the image. I said, that's how, can you paint me the image? Remember to say it in the present tense. What are you seeing? What does it look like? Paint it for me. Oh, well, there's a thunderstorm, but she's staying. And I happened to see Air Force One, so I knew that one. Okay, you getting this? You see how just it weaves quickly. What was the other one? There was another one I just had this week. Let me see. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is reification therapy. And so this teenager loved to play the clarinet. And she started when she was in 6th grade, but she left the band because the other kids were so cruel. She's now, she wasn't good then, she just started, and so they would pick on her, the front row versus her, and anything went wrong, they would look at her, and the teacher seemed to come down, et cetera, et cetera. So, but now, 2 years later, she's doing it, and she's feeling good about it, and she practices night and day, et cetera. The point is, she feels bad. She said, God dang it, I wish I'd stayed in band. And the dad's there, and we're doing this. And I said, wait, so you see yourself when you were in 6th grade? In the band thing? Yeah. What do you see? Well, I'm in the back row, and I'm feeling really bad. I say, put you, right now, you, in that scene. Huh? Just put you in that scene. What do you want to say to her? Oh, and again, no closed eyes, just an impromptu, boom, just a little piece right now. See her, undo this, integrate. You can feel okay about this. Oh, well, it's okay. I can understand why. I mean, she was really compassionate. It was fantastic. I didn't even have to guide her. I know why you feel really bad. She says you love the clarinet, but you feel so bad here, but don't worry about it, because in a couple of years, you're going to get really good. You're going to do this again. People are going to be really nice. You're going to be kind, you're going to be the first chair. It's all going to be good. I said, fantastic. And I was with a little click, because I want to click it in there. I said, okay, probably going to now not feel so bad about when you think, oh, I should have, could have, would have. You're going to remember, oh, I know why, and it'll be okay. You getting this? It's just, so start paying attention to yourself and others and how they talk in imageries, and just bring it up real fast. and notice images of self. Again, the hero and all that. I had this physician, great guy, head of a big department, I mean, a big deal. So did not feel that to be. It was so incongruent. His outer, the persona in the world versus his inner sense. Talk about in contact with his wounded child. He was like, so of course I said, what do you see as a great executive? And he goes, oh, Russell Crowe, Gladiator. I mean, that guy is, never mind loyal to family and all of that, but kick ass. And Gladiator obviously been out that season, that period. I said, okay, talk to Gladiator. See it. What are you seeing? Well, I can kind of see myself in the, I really see Crowe more. Okay. So are you feeling that power? Are you feeling what that's like? Yeah, carry that Gladiator with you. He's there. So we saw the movie again, and we would relate to that image throughout my work and say, how's the Gladiator doing? Check in with the Gladiator. So we can get these iconic, well, that's why these hits are such big hits, because they are archetypal, but we can create our own and utilize them. I tell you about the Italian stallion? All right, let me tell you quick the Italian stallion. The last class, which is only 2 away, is group therapy with adolescents, among other things. We'll talk about adolescents. I'll show you a tape. So this was when I was at Southwood. And these are all hardcore drug kids. One of the great images, and we would do in group, is future you. So I would say simply, okay, what's the date? Well, it's 8:54, Thursday, and then I'd race it 10 years. Obviously 2014. So I said to this one kid, kind of being resistant, what do you see yourself doing? And he looked at me and went, I'm dead. By the way, they will say things, really dark things like that. I go, oh wow. Okay. Give us the details. Again, we're all in group in a circle. I'm sitting on the ground. Ground is big. What's the image? What do you mean? Well, where'd you die? See your dead body. Where are you? He goes, oh, well, I'm in OB. What time of day? I mean, get the specifics, present tense specifics. It's like morning. It's early morning. And I see my body. I mean, it's very matter of fact. I see my body, and I'm lying in the parking lot. And I say, do you have shoes on? And he goes, I don't know, well, look. Oh, no. Oh, man, what? Well, I got these really crusty, gnarly toes because I've been walking barefoot for a long time, so I have these gnarly. I said, well, so what are you looking at? Well, I got these, and he started describing in great detail, ragged blue jeans, kind of this dirty shirt and whatnot. I said, open your mouth. Well, he said, I'm dead. I go, I know, but live view is there. Live view, open your mouth. I want you to look at the teeth and the gums. He goes, oh man, it's gross. It's all, yellowed and all fungated and just awful. I said, okay. Come back. Oh, I need to say something important. I prefaced it with, this program, imagine the program doesn't work for you. You're not going to get anything out of this program. Now see yourself 10 years from now. Then he describes that. That's really an important little part. Okay. By the way, it's an amazing image. If I said to him, you keep using drugs, and this program doesn't work for you, you're going to be dead in the parking lot, and you're going to have really crusty toes, and you're going to have gnarly teeth. That's what's going to happen to you, sonny. It's like, Italiano. Right? Let them do it. They'll paint a much darker picture than you will. So then I say, take that image, pull that DVD out of the mind or YouTube of the brain, whatever. Oh, you don't have a seat. I'm so sorry. You're way back there. Okay. Because we have an actual full class today. Let's imagine, hallelujah. Dare I do that today? The program worked. Hallelujah. You stopped using drugs. From this moment forth, you stopped using drugs. Thursday, 8:57 a.m. 2024. What are you seeing? He goes, oh, cool. I said, what? Oh, I see me. Okay, where are you? I'm in OB. I'm coming out of my apartment. Oh, this is cool. Where's your apartment? Well, it's the one that's right on the, he actually has, he knows exactly the apartment. It's the one that's right on the corner that looks both south towards the pier, west, and you can even look north. I said, wow, quite the view. The guy surfed. He goes, oh yeah, really cool. I said, so you're walking out of that apartment, and where are you walking to? My car? Oh, what's your car? This is Magnum PI days. This is way before your time. Selleck, Tom Selleck. It was a Ferrari. It became this iconic red Ferrari. He goes, well, I got Magnum's red Ferrari. I said, this is getting better and better. Pardon the term, significant other? Swear to God, what does he say? Yeah, 3. Swear to God, direct quote. Oh, was it the blonde, the brunette, and the redhead? Okay, okay. What are you wearing? Love this line. An Italian suit. Whoa, and the other fellow group members are like blown away, trying to look at this guy coming out of OB, blah, 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 red Ferrari, 3 significant others, and an Italian, quote, an Italian suit. I go, fantastic. I can see the threads, man, they got that, oh, yeah. What do you do? I'm a banker. Thank God he did not say drug dealer. He didn't. They don't say that. It's amazing. You pull for the light, they go for the light. I've never had that go wrong. On wood. Oh, you're a banker. Oh man, far out. So let me get this. The program worked, hallelujah, and all that other stuff, and you end up apartment in OB right there, the ocean, all that other stuff. You got your Ferrari, you got your 3 significants, you got your Italian suit, and you're a banker and you're going to work. Put you in that scene. What? You right now, put it in the scene. Okay. He's got something important to say to you. You know I'm going to do this one. Future him. You want an internal guide? It's future you that's turned out. How did he get there? Ask him. Hey, how'd you get there? How'd you make this happen? And he'll tell you. And he goes, oh man, oh man. I go, come on, if it's okay with you, tell the group, what do you say, please, what do you say? Work your program. I said, yes, the Italian stallion, he is so your therapist, he is so my co-guide. High five, Italian stallion. True story. Every one of you, I think we did that with a little miniature. I had somebody do future you. See yourself in the future. I mean, we don't have to go through all this now. You don't have time. But see yourself in the future, in 10 years or 20 years. Get the details. Ask them how they got there. They will guide you. Oh, I know. Yours said something about, I think it was you. I had you go future, and they said, don't think so much, be more in the body. You're mindful. Yeah. Yeah. They've got, you got the guide. You got the guide. Okay? Getting this? Okay, you got it. Prepare. I hope this works. You better work. It's going to be so cool. It's just 2 minutes. Lights, please. Please work. Yes! Oh my God, it's upside down. Oh my God. Stand on your head.
Yeah, I did not want to go to Michael Beach. Yeah, he wanted to swim. And Bill and Dad got to Michael Beach. The waves were really big. Was Bill scared? Yeah. Did you want to swim anyway? Yeah. What happened? They swam out under the big waves. Don't cry. Don't
face. It might be clear. I don't know how many you can see it on this screen. It might be clearer for you. Two minutes, 14 seconds of pure bliss. Pure bliss. Quick thoughts, feelings, reactions. I'm so sorry. Upside down. It's like, come on. I try everything. But you could see it enough. Sorry? Who was that in there? It's obviously a father and his son. Could you even tell that? I don't know what you could tell. Yeah. You thought that was me? Yeah, my little goatee. Oh, no. That's from the Malloy brothers. They're these surf family. They did this wonderful movie about body surfing. And that's just a segment. I just took my little phone camera and just taped that little part of it because it's so touching. It's a father and his obviously severely spectrumed son. But there's no there's no spectrum when you're underwater. It's just being. And to see his face and to see, oh my God, it's so wonderful. They're holding hands. And he's just, I'm so sorry he couldn't stay well. I'm sorry. The water scene doesn't matter so much upside down. But the way this man is with this boy, remember, we are the storytelling people. And he's telling a story with him about his life, about going to the beach. And he does ask some questions. Okay, that's okay in this one. And he guides him. I didn't really even need to ask the question. And sometimes he does very well. He says, and then he'll fill the blank as to what. And that's how this happens. By the way, we started learning little words as a species, very primitive. That's what led to us having a sense of self and consciousness. That's what led to this unbelievable PCR that we have. PFC, sorry. PCR2, whatever that is. Prefrontal cortex. That's what led to that. It's a chicken egg. Well, the chicken, they figured that out once as to which is actually is these little bits of language like that, only even more primitive. Okay? Okay. Love that tape. Goodbye. Thank you. Okay, goodbye again. Oh, I was probably going to say you unloaded it incorrectly. Filial therapy. That's what we're going to do today. Do you guys know about filial therapy? Okay. So basically, actually, you probably know it better as, because it's a variant, parent-child relationship therapy. Landgraf took filial therapy and kind of moved it to there. Okay. Bernard Gurney, way back in the 50s or early 60s, actually worked with Sal Minuchin, wrote a book called Family of the Slums. Big into family therapy and all that other stuff. Realized way early on, oh, I probably should change my license to this setting because it's focused on that. So realized way early on that there isn't enough of us. There's not enough therapists for all the ills of the world. And he thought, so I got to train parents. Besides, parents are really important to kids. So that's what he did. He went about training parents and doing child-directed, well, you wouldn't call it therapy because it's the parents, but being with a child in a child-directed fashion. And lo and behold, he learned the parents could learn this pretty dang quickly. Gary Stolick, one of my main men, studied under Gurney. Gurney has a wife, Phyllis, whom you're going to meet in a little while on the video. She's really taken the whole filial therapy movement. When I first started doing that and teaching people about it, it was a very esoteric, unknown thing. It's much more widespread now. There's organizations and meetings and conventions and papers and probably a journal, all that other stuff, and a YouTube channel and a Facebook, I'm sure. Instagram? Stolic taught it to undergraduates. And what he did, because Stolic is a research psychologist, he looked at, it was I think a 30 session, once a week kind of thing. And he had blind raters, whose amygdala still worked. Look at session 1, 5, 15, etc. And measure it along various qualitative measures of the interaction, what's talked with and whatnot. And the control is basketball and other kinds of typical things. The quality of the relationship was amazingly different. When you just be with a child through play, I wouldn't say versus, because the other's also good, but nonetheless, if you're only doing the other, basketball, board games, in a competitive fashion, I have a move, but I won't tell you, wah, wah. Sorry if I'm picking on you next time. It was really different. So then, he actually took some, with a lot of disclaimers and signed consents, clinical kids. He compared the outcomes with undergraduates doing the work, not severe clinical, and professionals. Humbling, ladies and gentlemen. The outcome was about the same. Humbling. One was not getting $150 an hour, never mind some of my colleagues are $225 for a 45-minute hour now. They've used this all over the place. They had 6th graders do it with 3rd graders who were at risk. They have old folk, oh God, I'm getting there, old folk do it with kids. They train them. Actually, Stolic now is really big on training older folk on doing this stuff with their grandkids. Okay? It's wonderful. The outcome measures are wonderful. They have teachers do it with their kids, all kinds of ways of doing this. Okay? You get this? All right. Let me show you this tape since we're on a roll. Come on, please work. Oh, so I'm going to have to get that again. By the way, I should tell you this. So this is a training tape. This is Gurney. It's professionally made. I believe the people in it are former clients who now are helping to teach it. So you'll see vignettes. I don't think they're rehearsed or anything. I think they just said, go play, go out and make this happen. So that's very interesting. The way I do it, by the way, is I have them see that demonstration play therapy tape with that little boy and little girl, remember that were students. I have them do that. I have them read Stolic's book. I have them play. I have the parent get on the ground, like you guys did, in practice, and I mirror, I do the work for them, and then we switch. I be a little kid, they do it. Once they start with a kid, I'll video it, have them do it for half an hour, and then we'll talk about it, how they did, and review the video. So I train them. Before they're actually with the kid, I train them, it's not a good bad, it's just different, much more than she does. She lets them go into it fairly untrained, and then works with them as they're doing it. Okay? Okay. So now, how do I get out of this? Anybody know how to get out of this? Oh, here we go. Nope, that's not gonna.
There should be a
Menu. There we go. Thank you so very much. I don't remember whether it's video 1, maybe video 1. Okay, no signal detected. Okay, there we go. I think this should just take off. The initial thing you're going to see, just so you're prepared, is a waiting room. Okay. Yes.
Pick up that front cover.
You sit there and be quiet like
Jay, why don't you come up here and look at this man as I'm here? I don't know if that now. Jay, I know that you didn't get in the table, okay? Jay, come on up from the table. No, I'm on my way to the moon. Moon control. Yeah, I just watched that. Jay, your father said, the only way you can talk to me is if you have radio, because I'm on my way to the moon.
Jay, hush. Listen to me.
Moon control.
You quit talking to your mother like that.
I'm 3,000 miles within the moon.
Jay, you're hopeless. You know that. We can't do anything with you. Every place you go, you cause a scene, you spill ashes on the floor, you cause trouble.
Moon control.
Why don't you act like a young man instead of a little bitty baby?
Ooh, shaming.
I'm breathing down. If you're down there on the floor underneath the table, she's going to take you off somewhere. Come up here. Moon control.
Our therapist is bigger than your pathology.
On the moon are pretty strange.
Jay, listen to me. Get out from under that table right now.
Please, come on, Jay. Moon control. Jay, come up here.
I wish you were on the moon right now. You're the biggest pain.
Jay, please.
Rejection. His amygdala is definitely fired.
Jay, please come up under that table.
Jay, do you want to go to that picnic on Saturday?
Ah, bribing.
Moon control. Jay, you know, I'm just landing. Yeah, things up here on the moon are pretty creepy. Jay, you know that picnic on Saturday? You want to go to that, don't you?
Check.
Well, come on, Jay. Come up here and get your chair, or you won't be able to go. Moon control. Yeah, I'm in the moon cart now.
The physical approach.
Sit down in that chair and
Watch
hang
this.
yourself. You sit still until Dr. Gray gets here. I'm going to spank you right here in the office. Do you understand?
Watch. Gotta love that. Gotta love that. The ultimate. Oh, yeah! Spunk spirit rules, man. Spunk spirit rules. You can grab me, you can throw me, you can you can do everything. Bribe me, shame me, reject me, grab me, throw me, threaten to hit me. But you cannot dampen my spirit. What you think so far? Ooh, trust me, in about another 18 minutes, you're going to love that man.
That filial therapy is appropriate, its nature is explained.
More than we have. Well, I think the Filial program
That's Phyllis Gurney.
is something that could be helpful. These kinds of problems that you're talking about are the kinds of things that many children have participated in the Filial program with those problems, and they have been helped.
Look at that. Great look. Like, no way.
And the children can be helped by having very special kinds of play sessions, which the Filial program includes. In fact, that is one of the major focus of the program. And the reason that it helps them is that the play sessions give them an opportunity to play out the kinds of feelings that might be underlying their problems. So that you're not dealing just with the behaviors, like trying to teach them to stop hitting people. You're getting down to the kinds of feelings and conflicts and so on that the child might be experiencing that would show themselves in these misbehaviors. So the play sessions are something that have been used for many, many years by professional therapists and have been a very fine tool for helping children acquire better behaviors, just as you and I, Jay, have.
That's what we're interested in.
So the notion of this kind of play has been successful and used widely. And what's different about the Filial program is that instead of a professional therapist conducting the play sessions with the child, we train the parents to conduct the play sessions with the child. And I see you're looking a little surprised at that. And let me...
You think that our playing...
By the way, she has the most wonderful forehead that whines. She's fantastic.
See how playing could help since you already do it. And
Notice how Phyllis is modeling for them by how she's being with them. She's empathizing, mirroring.
May or may not have benefits. These special kinds of play sessions, though, are so different from real life that they have a different kind of effect on the child than the kind of playing you would do ordinarily. The rules in these play sessions are very different. It gives the child a lot more freedom to explore his feelings and express himself, but at the same time there are boundaries. The child is not free to move in any way he wishes. Anything he likes to say is okay, but behaviors are limited. And you are taught how to exercise those limits and how to see that they're stuck to. So that would help him with his controls. But the freedom that he would have to explore his feelings before he reaches those boundaries could be very helpful with him getting at the kinds of behaviors that pose these problems. The adult, in this case the parent, who plays with the child, is able to be much more accepting than adults can be in real life. Because in the play session, you don't have to be responsible in the way you usually are as a parent. You're not trying to teach the child any new kinds of behaviors in there. You're trying to provide the child a time to express his feelings and to explore his feelings in an atmosphere that's very accepting, doesn't judge him or put him down or tell him he shouldn't feel that way. And in that kind of atmosphere, when the child is defensive, the child can play out the feelings that are troubling him, that are at the base of his behaviors that you don't like.
Hang on. I'll police my doctor.
Filial therapy may be conducted with a single parent, a mother and father, or in a group format, such as you will see here. The child-centered therapeutic principles and procedures which the parents are to use in the play sessions are carefully explained to them and then demonstrated by the therapist while the parents observe.
Wow. We're old-fashioned feeding now. I'm feeding him.
Oh, you don't? Oh, yeah, I'll get you.
You're going to get them all. He is attacking everybody. And you're really laughing. Taking a lot of time and effort to get them out. So when you beat the man, it still sticks in there. Oh, yeah, still hangs in there.
I'll get it.
You'll get him. So don't let that get you. You'll get him through, and you did. You got all the way there.
What do you see her doing? What is she reflecting? Oh, sorry, someone said something else. A lot of actions, some feeling. What do you see her not doing?
Telling him to stop.
Not binding him, telling him stop, oh my gosh, don't do that, and not asking one question. She's a purist. What you just saw there is pure child-centered, humanistic. Yes, Paul? Sorry?
Was that the same kid?
Yeah, no, that's not the same kid. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, from the distance you probably can't see. That's not Jay. So she's saying what they first demonstrate, which is wonderful. Again, I think they need, it's fine. Well, I demonstrate, but I demonstrate with the parent. I demonstrate, then reverse it. I do it with the kid and the parent in the room, and then the parent takes over. This is over about a 4-week session or more, depending. But she does it that way. But yes, she's a purist. She is, there's a slight interpretive when she says, you'll get him before he gets you. So it's implying that he has some schemas in here that have to do with threat, and that he's, if you want to say, defending, protector, the inner hero against all that. Kids are very aggressive, what we call aggressive. They will do that, and they take great glee in that. What's my assumptions about that? What I see, how do I frame that? What's our two main drives?
Connection.
And
Causative agent.
right. Really is being the causative agent of our universe. When we can have an effect. When we can go boom and somebody drops over there, yes! We're God. And that's a very primal need. I'm not saying there isn't also anger involved, and kids have a lot of anger for a lot of reasons, but it's not what we adults associate it to be, and it's important that they do this. One of the things, frankly, that parent-child relationship therapy doesn't allow is sometimes this kind of stuff, because they're really about training or creating a new bireciprocal relationship between the parent and the child and how they interact. So the parent will ignore negative behaviors that they don't like. And then when the child does something positive, they'll be right there. And that's fine, but then there's this other realm. And again, you have to value and validate, reflect the entirety of the kid, including, and she does a wonderful job. And he's not being angry. And don't forget, it's also a way of being in charge of all that energy, because he's not actually ripping things, he's not throwing it at her. He's actually showing tremendous control while limbicizing in some ways. And that's exactly what we want. But she does it beautiful. She doesn't join in. I would have been the characters. I'm not right, wrong. It's just, oh, you hit me. Yeah, this is really fun. And I look at the kid, I reflect, and the kid's like, yeah, do that. And the kid's like, shh. And you don't want me to do that. Thank you for telling me. I'm glad you know what it is you want. That'll serve you well in life. She doesn't. She's not a tradeologist in that direct fashion. She doesn't join in. She doesn't. She's a director or observer of the band, of the play, this kind of play. She doesn't join in the jam session. Not right, wrong, but I think it's a really rich thing to join in when you're in sync. Bimonic. She's not bimonic. She's reflecting. Okay? All right.
Next, parents begin to conduct play therapy sessions with their own children under the supervision of the therapist. Tonight we're going to start with our demonstration sessions, our first demonstration sessions. Kathy and Eston will be playing with Jay. So the way we work is all of us go into the observation booth and observe while Kathy and Eston play with Jay. And after we've watched both sessions, then we'll come back in here and talk about them. So I think I'd like to ask Eston to start. Would you have the first play session with Jay then? Okay.
What do you want to do?
No, you're supposed to play. There's a bunch of toys. Get over there and play with the toys.
He's not really prepared.
This is a dumb toy. Why is it even here? Hey, look at this. A wolf. Look at those sharp teeth there. He looks kind of mean, huh? Tyrannosaurus Rex. And look at this yellow one here, look at this one, he's like an elephant. Here's one that looks like a rhinoceros. Well, I think they're just gonna fight that. Oh, hey, look at this one. It's kind of neat. Can I take it home?
No, you can't take it home.
Why not?
Because you know that you can't take other people's toys. This place is used by lots of children.
But look, they have all these. They have all these. They don't need all these.
Sure.
They weren't just one.
Jay, you can't take it home. Forget it.
Watch his hands.
Okay, then let's play with this thing. Let's play with that bag.
Ooh! See that? Put it in his back pocket. Scale 4.
Alright. How about right there in this?
I'm more powerful than Superman.
Oh, there's some horseshoes. You want to play horseshoes?
Sure. I'll teach you how.
I already know how.
You know that the same person is supposed to have the same color. Which color you want, red or yellow?
I can tell that. Look, you have red and yellow, and I have yellow and red.
Very clever.
You want red or yellow?
that's what that was. It's like a squirt gun too, doesn't it? Yep. Sure does. She's really far, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, Jay.
You knew that was coming.
Don't hit me in the face with the water or anywhere on me with the water. It's cold.
It's cold. I love how she says it.
Jay, don't. Don't. Please don't do that.
Judged by the standards of a good play therapist behavior and by what the parents themselves will be able to do with further training, the performances just witnessed were terrible indeed. However, in order not to discourage parents, the therapist makes ample allowance for the fact that parents are beginners, reserving some corrective feedback for future sessions.
I'm going to stand there. I want to make sure that I'm not on camera. So you can just take a picture.
Talking about yours first, Eston, because yours was first. And I'd like to know how you felt about that session.
Well, I felt all right about it.
That terrible session.
It was sort of hard, I guess, to get Jay to get started. You know, he didn't know what to do. But once we finally got to play horseshoes, it went all right, I guess.
But you felt okay about the way things went? There were no issues that were difficult for you? No places where you wondered just how you should handle it or anything?
Well, when he wanted to take the dinosaur home, I wasn't sure about, you know, I tried to tell him not to do it, and it seemed like we were arguing about it, and he wasn't doing what I was telling him to do.
It'll come back.
So I guess that was I didn't really like the way that worked out, but I didn't know what else to do. He couldn't take the dinosaur home.
So you wanted to enforce the limit, but you didn't quite know how to do it.
Yeah, didn't like the arguing with him.
But he did take the dinosaur.
What do you mean?
You put it in his pocket whenever you turned your back.
That little jerk. That's the kind of problem we have with Chet. He just won't do what we tell him to do.
It really makes you feel very frustrated with him that you cannot get him to do what you want.
Yes.
Yeah. Even in a place like this is still...
But you heard me tell him. I told him 3 or 4 times that he couldn't do it. So he understood the rule clearly.
He just really defied it.
Love her.
That's right.
Yeah.
The forehead that whines. She has the most amazing forehead.
And he's kind of decided that if nobody's watching him, that it's okay.
That's right. If he thinks he can get away with it, he'll get away with it. And if she hadn't said anything, I would have thought he'd done what I told him to do.
I don't like to have him look for it in your eyes.
Sure.
But I think that's one of the things that we're working on in the play sessions, to try to have controls managed in such a way as to make it something that the child feels he's responsible for, even if no one's watching him. So we would like that to be part of Jay's operations after he's finished the play sessions, that he feels that the rules are the rules, regardless of whether someone's watching him or not.
Seems to just take me as far as he can until it's either going to be a fight or I just try to ignore it, But
that was the problem that you had with the session tonight, that he was trying to go as far as
he always does that with me.
Yeah. That's right. That's what always happens.
I just don't see how you could stand that when he was putting water on you and everything.
I don't know what else to do.
I feel helpless to try to control him.
I mean, I don't want to start a fight with him. Then we'll just be fighting and arguing. Then we're sure I don't play anymore.
Well, you were really patient, that was really something.
And I don't like it very much. I don't know what to do about it. I mean, it just seems like he's just trying to step all over me.
So you don't know because you don't quite know how to move to control it and change it. Well, there's another place where I think the play sessions can be very useful. The play session is like a little slice of the world where you can practice things more easily than you could at home where you have so many other things to worry about and so on. So this would be a good place for you to practice the limit sequence that we have been trying to use. And there were a number of places Jay. To limit is to help the child pull back from behaviors that are inappropriate and know that if this, then that. That's what you really would like to get some sequences like that established for Jay, so that he understands that certain consequences follow certain behaviors in a predictable way, so that he can try to regulate his own behavior. So that would be very important. I think that's something that you're going to want to work on. We'll try to be supportive of
practice saying that.
It would be important to psych yourself up to do it, because I think that is the key in your relationship with Jay, to help him know that you are stronger than he is. I think that's important for him. Even though he likes to win, he likes to be in charge and so on, he's still a little boy, and I think children don't like to feel that they're the last word on family strength. They know that they're very weak and vulnerable, and if they feel that they are more powerful than you, where do they have to go for strength when they need it? That's important, but it's something that you have trouble with. It's hard for you to assert yourself. There were many times where it was very clear to me that you were very uncomfortable. You really hesitated to speak up. It's really okay. Session goes better. That's really okay to do that in the play session. You should not only give yourself permission to do it, you should feel required to do it in order to help him learn what you'd like him to learn, to master the controls you'd like him to master. That seemed to be really the theme in both the sessions.
It's the theme of our life with Jay.
Yeah.
So what you thinking so far? I know I just spring it on you and you're like, oh God, now I have to think. What do you think? What do you think?
I feel like the therapists aren't very, like, their words are validating, but not their, like, emotions.
Yeah.
Validating. It's very dry.
Okay.
They're like, that must be really frustrating.
Okay. See, we need a little more congruency between the words and a little more bimonic.
And I feel like almost, especially with the mother, I feel like she's kind of being defensive. Like, well, I don't know what else to do. And it would be probably a better approach to, like, meet her with emotions than verbalizing what she's feeling.
Okay. Notice that she doesn't give her specific skills in that moment. Well, here's what you need to do. She does say, I think, over the time in the play sessions.
Yeah.
Now, you did hear, she did give her some skills about the limit-setting sequence. What would you imagine would be the limit-setting sequence in this kind of model? What do you first do? So Jay's squirting. What's the first thing you would say?
Squirt that again, we're not going to play anymore.
That would be a more behavioral. You'll get to that. You'll get to that. What would be the first thing? Well, really, first thing it goes, because it's reflexive stuff. Right, I can see it's really, I mean, I would say stop, wait, stop. I mean, I do that when it's water coming in my face. Right. I see it's, obviously, it's a ton of fun. Talk about being congruent. I mean, I really get into it. I get it. It's a ton of fun, man. And if it's a boy and he's putting it down, I go, I know, it's like peeing, man. I get it. It's fun. I don't have to be Melanie Klein. Remember the rain is peeing on it? So this is a little more obvious and direct. But anyway, not with him. I don't think he's peeing on her. But if sometimes they'll do that. But anyway. Right, so that's the first thing. What's the next thing you'd say? It's a possible thing in the sequence. First is value and validate. Reflect, got it, it's fun. However,
Makes me uncomfortable when you squirt me in the face.
Exactly. How does it feel to me? However, dude, hot summer day maybe. Right now, ugh, feels really uncomfortably. It's cold. I love how she says that. You know how many times I've seen that tape? I wait for that moment when she says, it's cold. It's just so cool. Okay. It's cold and uncomfortable, so that's how it impacts me. Remember the protocol? First you value and, have the kid write down why I do what I do. Jay, why'd you do that? Because it's fun. What's the impact of action? It makes you feel uncomfortable because it's cold. What's the third thing you say? What's the third part of the protocol? Tell them what you want them to do instead. Just tell them not to do it. Tell them what you want to do instead. Jay, I know it's a ton of fun. Look, I know it's probably not as much fun. You want this banana to be me? Let's pretend that's me. Squirt away, dude. Let's see if you can knock it over. Come on. Give them an alternative. Gives them, it's meta messaging saying, I know you got the impulse. I appreciate that. I can value and validate your feelings. I can even give you another way of expressing it. It's called compromising. I know it's not as much fun. And on a hot summer day, you want to squirt me, you want to squirt me in the arms. We can compromise even that way. And then finally, you get to what she was saying. And by the way, my love, my treasure, my sweets. Squirt me in that time, play session stops. It bums me out because I really love doing this with you. I can't do it. So you do get the final consequences. It stops. And he doesn't want it to stop. Funny, I had a client last night. It's reunification therapy. And it's a teenager. I have 3 kids, and this is the teenager one. He's the most angry. And the mom's there. It's usually a dad, but this is a mom. Of course, he brings his diaper. He's got them both. And he's going to do his homework. He's not going to say a thing. He's going to do his homework. So of course, hey, first of all, I know you don't want to be here and all that. I know you're mad at mom, but yeah, she sucks. Me said that. He says all kinds of things. And I say, I got to appreciate how committed you are to your homework. Fantastic. Let's do at least a little compromise. First I do this. They look up and go, I can hear you. I knew it, but I was just testing. One ear, please, at least. Okay, one ear. And then we start talking, and he started being, and then he goes, shuts down. I go, I see you really don't want to be here. That's okay, your brother's here. Maybe next time. And he was so offended. I'm like, what do you mean? I said, it's okay, dude. You want to do your homework? That's fantastic. Go do it in the waiting room. We'll just take your brother this time. We'll do it switch turns. No, I'm not leaving. This is like paradoxical therapy. I'm not leaving. He makes a statement. I said, you're not pushing me? Well, okay, let's see if we can make this a little more productive. And he got into a whole, he started talking, and it actually became a really good session. So sometimes you go, and sometimes you say, hey, if you don't, then you go. And they'll go, okay, wait, no, I want to be here. Okay. Perfect, thank you, good timing.
After achieving a certain level of proficiency, parents begin their play sessions at home. The next scene illustrates a segment of a group session that would take place in the middle phase of filial therapy. Okay, well now it's time for us to talk about our home sessions. I'd like to hear how they went this weekend. I know that you had one, Arlene. Can you tell us about that now?
Well, it was an interesting session. Some things I felt good about and some I didn't. When we started out playing, Amy was having such a good time. And she had all the puppets out there and had a family, and the baby was there, and everyone was taking care of the baby. She was having a great time. And then after we played a little while, why, she suddenly got the knife out, and you like to cut that person.
Now, cut her head off.
Cut her head off and her head.
Her arms, her arms, and her legs.
And the legs too.
But she's all cut off. Now she's put her over there.
She was over there. Well, then in the last part of the session, she started to sell the baby. She's adopted. And we've been talking about that at home because they told us we should talk about it some, but she really hasn't reacted much. But then I thought she must be thinking about it because at the session she got the money out and
Let's get a buy the baby.
oh, they're going to buy the baby.
Yeah. Where's the doctor? Your doctor?
Trying to give the doctor some money.
Yeah. And she gets to bring him home.
They got it, and they can take him home.
Yeah. Now go home now. Before they came home.
He got his money.
He's home before Teddy was not in those.
Pretend he's not in the doc. He's not a doctor anymore. Now he's the dad.
Ooh, hi, Daddy. Hi, sweetheart. Now, come on, baby. Up.
She goes, oh!
Up he goes.
Up he goes, it's a boy baby.
Well, that does sound like an interesting session. Quite different from some of the things you've been having.
But it was really great that she could come out with the playing about the adoption, expressing that,
she really understands about that, and she seems content about it. The family was happy.
So it sounds like you are looking at that as having made a little positive contribution to what you know about her and the way she's feeling. That part of the adoption part of it.
Yeah, I feel fine about that. But the other, I don't know.
So it seemed like she used the play session to kind of deal with two different kinds of areas that she doesn't typically talk about. She doesn't typically get into violent play in a symbolic way as it was and the way you described it. And doesn't typically talk about her in any way indicate feelings about the adoption.
No, she never has before.
So
She
it's kind of a
really
breakthrough
hasn't.
session. Yeah. And she really seems to be using the play sessions for a chance to deal with feelings that in real life she doesn't typically deal with. One of the things we talked about play sessions being able to let children do.
Yeah, I guess she does. Now that you put it that way.
You can see that could be the case.
It's kind of like an infomercial for Filial therapy. By the way, I do give this tape to people so they can see it and get a sense of it from this. Any immediate thoughts? Cutie pie and a half. Yeah. Adorable. Again, this is not scripted. Nobody told her, now here's what you're going to do. And they just let her play, and this is what happens. And it gets it just like that. Magic mind, man. Now she does the most lilting thing. So we chop her arms off, and then we chop her head off, and we chop her legs off, and the mom is doing such a fabulous job of just reflecting with almost the same cadence and note. And then her arms, and you're chopping her. And you can see she's worried that, oh my God, what's going on here? It's a magic mind. It's a different, again, they'll suddenly blurt out what we think is horrific aggression. Oh my God, she's going to be a serial killer chopper. No, she'll work in a butchery store. I don't know, maybe, but probably not. That's that area. It's like that. It's okay. It's okay. Yes.
I feel like they skipped over telling us the steps that the parents are supposed to be actually practicing at home. Are they gonna? Does the video go into it?
No, it doesn't really. But by the way, I'm glad you brought that up. The idea is you do this at home. You learn in the sessions here with a group and whatnot. You watch tape, you get some feedback, and then you practice this at home. And that's what I do too. And I have people do maximum 30 minutes, minimum 15. Try to do it twice a week if you can. I mean, you gotta be realistic. People's lives, and if they could do 30 minutes of that, and by the way, everything's off. Yes, your cell phone. You're just here now, not the absent present. You're the present with this child. It's really hard to get 15 full minutes of present. Oh my God. Will you just liltingly say, I see you want to chop off the head, and it looks fun for you. She's fabulous, and she's fabulously pre-latency because, again, she takes the doctor, obviously in doctor's clothes and all that. She walks him over and just says, pretend he's not wearing that. And now he's a dad. What's not developed yet enough to make that discrimination? Prefrontal cortex. The prefrontal cortex would say, wait a minute, he's in doctor's clothes, therefore he's a doctor. That's fine. We need to know that. That's good. I'm not putting that down. It's thinking in very lineal, definitive terms. That's wonderful. Magic mind is, hey, it's fluid. Not good, bad. You need the combination. Oh, it's a doctor. Whoosh! Now it's a father. Or whoosh, it's a wizard. Again, they'll put a big figure like this in the sand tray next to a little house like that. You get a late-stage kid where this is developing a lot and had myelination and all that pruning is going on. They're acculturating. Drives them crazy. Wait, no, that's not right. That doesn't fit. The house can't be smaller than the man unless it's ginormous, man. I want a different figure. They'd say, do you have a dad figure? Because this is a doctor. Not right, wrong. Different brain states going on. Okay.
Glad we haven't heard about your play session this week yet.
Oh boy, it was really something, let me tell you. I'm glad we had it out in the garage. Gotta put him in the water.
Notice obviously he's on his knees to be hyped with a child.
Dang. Gotta put him in the water and hit him.
That was an expressive session too. I'm really amazed at how all the children seem to be now at the height of expressing themselves, and I think that means that they're really into the play sessions and utilizing it very fully. Could you feel that way too?
Yes, he was not inhibited in any way. I just couldn't get over how different he is in a play session compared to some of the other times. He seems so quiet, so shy.
Yeah. A lot of things seem to come out in the play sessions that you don't see in real life.
It's not just coming out, it's practicing. It's the neurowiring of being confident, powerful, positive agency.
And then stay at a plateau for a while, then they'll tend to go down, and the play will become quieter and less aggressive. You'll be able to see these transitions, which we're seeing this week in everybody's play sessions. I'm really impressed with how much everybody is accomplishing. Okay, Eston, how about if you tell us about your session this week with Jay?
Well, you're not going to believe what happened in the play session, Jay.
Yeah, I just don't know what to play today. And play with all my toys around here.
You're tired of all those toys, you're not sure about what you want to do today.
Oh my God! Did you hear what he just said? Dad, I'm not sure what to do today. You're not sure what to do today. You're tired of all those toys. Mr. Bimonic, heartfelt, mirror with heart reflector. Yes, my hero. Watch. Eston, dude, unbelievable transformation. Morphed.
I don't know, I got an idea. Okay, I'll be a bank robber. Well, I'll just be a robber, Right. Okay, I'm just gonna go over there and I'll come in, like I'm gonna break it.
What do you want me to do?
And just sit right there. Okay, you sit next here. Get in there right now.
Yes, sir.
Right now.
What do you want?
I want your money.
My money?
Yeah.
I don't have much money.
Well, I'm gonna tie up, so just keep your hands back.
All right, I got it.
You little
You're not going to hurt me, are you?
Well, I just want you.
Be careful.
If you don't give me all your money, I'm gonna hurt your back.
I'll give you all my money, just don't hurt me,
You
okay?
better have a lot of money.
Well, I don't have much money.
Well, I'm telling you. You better find it because I want money.
Ouch.
That's why I'm here. That's why I'm robbing you. It's not hurt, huh?
Yeah.
Good.
Don't tie so tight.
Well, I have to. I'm glad it hurts you. That's why I'm here. That's my business, hurting people.
You're pretty mean, aren't
That's right. Okay. Don't give me any of your funny business. Okay. I'm gonna stick your feet out right now. Or I'll stab this knife right
you?
here.
I'm doing what you can. Don't hurt me.
Don't tell me what to do either.
Okay. And he tied me up and held the knife to my throat until I gave him all my money.
Wow, that really was an interesting session. I think it's the most dramatic one we've had. You've had anyway.
Yes, it was very dramatic is an understatement. And Jay was really just in full control the whole time, and I was just doing everything he told me. It was really a different experience for me.
So he was in charge, and all the things that he was doing really put him in a power position, it sounds like.
Yeah. It felt a little funny, but it seemed like Jay needed or wanted to do that. And, he seemed to be very comfortable in what he was doing, and he was really feeling his oats, I guess, feeling like he had some power, some strength. So I just sort of let go and let him do it.
What did it feel like for you to just have to succumb to him? Wasn't that?
Well, it felt real funny at first because I sort of felt like, you can't say that to me, kid, this sort of thing, because I'm your father and you have to respect me. But I knew that, Jay really didn't mean it, and he would never do that to me. But so it was really just playing. But
I've had that experience too. It's kind of nice sometimes to drop the parent role and just relax and kind of you can be the child. You can tell them, let them tell you what to do for a change. It gives you a little bit of insight too into what it's all about, what their world is like.
it's really reversal of the way it is in real life, where you have to be responsible.
Yeah, you lose all the control that you normally have, and all of a sudden they've got it all.
So you're saying that it's sometimes very useful to you to reverse roles, and we certainly can, I think, accept that it's useful to the children to reverse roles, and to be able to be in a power position, which life doesn't let them be most of the time, especially with parents.
Yeah, well, Jay really enjoyed being in that position. He just loved every minute of it, and just seemed to relish it.
You were able to let him do it. I think that's the main thing. You were accepting, and that seemed to be able to allow him to go on with it and plan it all the way. You deserve a lot of credit for that.
What'd you think of that play? That vignette? Come on. What'd you think? What would you feel?
I would have a hard time doing that.
Me too. I would never have a kid time me. Not really time me.
I was gonna say, as a parent, I think that would really freak me out, but then hearing him talk about how, you know, he really enjoyed it and this was just the time for him to be in control, like, I think I would make it clear, like, okay, we're gonna be playing for like half an hour, but then I would be worried that that behavior would extend beyond the play.
Oh, you're saying such an important thing. Not just for that, but for play therapy in general. What the parents say, when you say you can think, feel, say anything, do just about anything. Never mind, as the parent saying to the kid, but I as a therapist explain that that's what I'm going to do. They're going to go, oh my God, my kid's going to be, you're training him to be a brat. I mean, that's really the assumption. You know, behaviorists would say you're reinforcing this, you're practicing this. What's a pigeon can differentiate that you pack a red thing in a green room and a green thing in a red room. A pigeon with a brain this big. Kids can differentiate very, very quickly between what you do and this. And that's why it's so powerful. During our time in here, it's in here. When you go out there, I never say you can't do it. I say if you do that out in the world, oh my gosh, all kinds of huge things. Because when they usually grab to say anything. Really, I can say anything? Yeah. The S, what was it? The F word? Sure. Shit. You know, say something like that. Yeah, well, that's actually the S, but that's fine. We won't get into technicalities. That's prefrontal cortex getting into technicalities. But if you say that out there, oh, chihuahua. So I make it very clear. Remember, even Carl, and you saw Carl, not exactly a lot of high executive functioning going on with that kid. Remember Kakapoo? He'd love to say Kakapoo, he'd run down the halls. When I came and saw him in his school, a very different context, he didn't know I was coming. His eyes just lit up. He came running to me. He takes me by the hand to the corner of the room where nobody else can see and whispers, Kakapoo. He knows the difference. He doesn't go, Kakapoo. He knows that's not appropriate in that setting. Now, he extended the play office to pretty much the whole building, so that's okay, but not at school. And one of the things, again, when I ran Southwood, they had group therapy. Well, Southwood, like any other clinic, is a very behavioral-based place. Inpatient hospital, this was actually the residential. So you get points, it's, you know, and you gotta be appropriate, and you can't swear and all that other stuff. They're standing in front of the group room as if they have to go to the bathroom. I think it was the bathroom thing. They open it and they go, fuck, shit, fuck, shit. And I say, okay, what do you need, 30 seconds of that? Do you need, is this a big, that we need 90 seconds of the fuck shit thing? Or what are we doing here? Now, I don't have them say fuck to each other. Fuck you, no, that's not okay in here. Doesn't create a sense of psychological safety. You have a right to your feelings, blah, blah, blah. But if they want to go fuck shit, fine, get out of your system. What didn't happen is, that meant that they did it more out there. That didn't happen at all. They save it up. Blah! Most people know you don't shit in the living room or in the family. There's a place for that. But that's a very good point. Let me finish, and you're going to remember your point, yes? Okay. I'm not confident. Remember, if you're going to be a play therapist, you got to limit the limits. But one of the main limits that you always got to adhere to is what you're not fundamentally comfortable with. I can see it'd be really fun for you, kiddo, to really tie me up with a real rope. I get it. Not comfortable. Not your problem, my problem. Because let me be clear. I trust you. I do think you're going to be fine with it. You're not going to leave me here going, hey, where'd you go? But it's just not comfortable for you. So let's compromise. Let's find some, you know, maybe you don't really tie it, you wrap it, you know, whatever. Remember the kid with the handcuffs, real police handcuffs. He wants to really handcuff me. I say, I understand how much fun it is for you. He says, I got the key. I go, that's the problem. You do, I don't. We've got the play ones. I know that's not near as much fun. Not comfortable. Great modeling. Jay was comfortable. I mean, not super comfortable. Hey, don't do it so tight. But he wasn't ropophobic, where he's like, oh, God, this doesn't feel right. I would be. He wasn't. Okay. Paul.
It also makes me think about like how we don't have those opportunities to play often in our lives, and it's not. I mean, watching him do that, it's like that would be fun, just to like jump around and just have different roles, but often we're just in the same role, or we're very limited.
So on the nose. Remember when we first introduced kind of the idea of play, we were talking about play, remember that session? I asked you, how do you guys as adults play? And gals, I'm sorry for the guys thing, especially since it's mostly gals. How do you play? I don't mean tennis, I mean play. Play, as in life must be lived as. And we don't play enough. Hang on, I thank you, but hang on. I know it's like, come on, nudge him on. That's a really important thing. Find a way to really play, giggle, hoo-ha-ha. Notice also that this latency age play, he is latency. So what happens is, as much as he also liked the figures, he now will use people as figures. That's what will happen in that kind of play. And it has rules, you'll see in the next thing. He already said, you gotta do this, because he's acculturate. So it's this marvelous blend of magic mind, because it's not really a kidnapper or a thief, but also there's rules and thing, and the people become the play. It's like McGoldrick and I would play Army, and we had all kinds of rules, but we're the figures, we're not playing with those anymore. Okay? This is the final session.
Phase of filial therapy.
We'd like to start with you, Eston. So let's go out and do your demonstration play session with Jay.
Really talking that finger.
I know what we're gonna do now, okay?
Okay.
You're gonna be a robber. You're gonna be a kidnapper.
Okay.
Okay? You're gonna have this knife in this rope, and you're gonna wear this mask.
Alright, so wear the mask.
Right, you're gonna wear the mask so nobody knows who you are.
Okay.
Okay?
Remember that mask in the very beginning, and how he was disgusted by it?
You come in, you're gonna put that on my back whenever I'm sleeping. I'm gonna be in my bedroom sleeping. Then I'm gonna say, put your hands behind your back. And you're gonna put this rope. You're gonna climb.
See how it's giving him all these rules of what he's going to do?
Okay, you're going to be sleeping, and I'm going to sneak in with the mask, and hold the knife on you and tap your hands.
Alright. And you're gonna be really rough with me.
Okay, you want me to wear this?
Yeah.
You be real quiet, and I won't give you any trouble. I won't hurt you. You feel this knife?
Yeah.
Okay, hold still. Now tie your hands up here. I'm going to fix you up real good. Hold still. Feel that knife?
Yeah.
All right, hold still.
I know, ladies. Oh, it's all right. Look at this kid. Boy, is he spunky.
Hold still. Very still. What are you doing going on? Hold still.
Ow! Hold still. Mirror neurons. Ow, I felt that.
You hold still on the roof. Hold still.
Oh. Why are you kidnapping me?
Okay. We're ready. Okay. I'm not going to do that.
Okay. Now you're going to take me up and throw me in the car.
Okay. Get up. Get up from there. Stand up. Be quiet.
Okay, take me in the car.
I'm going to take you out of the car now. Get this car.
Okay, now you're gonna start the car and take me away.
Okay? We'll start the car and take you away, okay?
Wait.
Look at how he looks at his dad. He loves his dad.
What are you going to do?
Bimonic.
We're gonna hold it. You hold still. You got that?
Okay, now you're gonna take me into the house, into your hideout there, and you're gonna throw me down in this chair, and you're gonna call my dad.
Okay. Here we go. Be quiet. Look inside here. Now, put down this here. Be quiet. Now, you be quiet. I'll take the gas box now.
Yeah, real fast. Okay, now, I'm going to call my dad. I'm going to tell him that he needs to get $5,000 within 30 minutes or else you're going to raise me.
Okay, when you call your dad, tell him to raise $5,000 in 3 minutes, or I'm going to kill you.
$10,000.
10,000. Okay, what's your number?
Okay, 555.
555.
34.
34.
34.
34. Okay, is this Jay's father? All right, listen to me. I've got your son, and I'm holding a knife on him right now. You got that? Okay. You've got 30 minutes to raise $10,000 if you want to see your son alive again.
You get the money?
You gonna get the money? He says he needs some time to think about it.
What? What? What?
You got 30 minutes to find the money. You call me back, or I'm gonna stick a knife in this kid. You got that? Okay. The number. Yeah, the number is 555-3401. Right. 30 minutes. And no funny stuff. You got that?
Pretty amazing, huh? He says he has to take some time to think about it? What do you think? What should he have said? Or is that okay or whatever? What do you think about that? That's pretty radical.
I mean, I would have said like, oh, he's coming right now, or I mean, something that shows that the dad cares and is going to take care of him quickly.
That'd be one. You had a comment or a thought?
Yeah, I loved how the child was telling him what to do throughout the...
Correct. So what he could have said is, wait, does he say yes or no?
Yeah.
So he could have asked him for the clue of what he wants. Yeah. So it was very genuine. They're bimonic. That's fantastic. They're in a bubble. They're in a magical bubble. And man, when Jay looks at his father with that, it's just, he loves his dad. It's so magical. Paul, yes?
There's a real blending of control just because of the way that he is telling him to do it, but also in the position of being under control. It's kind of interesting, like...
Yes!
Yeah, you can't tell like who's in control exactly.
Well, except that, and I guess I'll say this really quickly, that's what I wrote there. One of the fabulous things that Eston's doing is the fluidity. The facility and fluidity in which he shifts between prefrontal and orbital frontal and magic mind. So what do I do next? Okay, blah, 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 blah. So then, and that's what keeps it safe in many ways. It keeps, because we're going, wait, this is make-believe. And, but let's get back into it. Understood to be make-believe. And you're in charge. I'll play this out. Just a really tangential but important footnote. We do karate. There's a whole ceremony, a whole ritual of what you do in the beginning. There's a lot of honoring, because you're containing. You're saying, we're going to do, to play psychodynamic for a second, we're going to do a lot of it in here. So we're going to have a lot of ego and kind of benign superego to contain this. We're going to have a lot of, if you're going to be breaking 3 boys, you're going to be doing all that stuff, you better have a lot of this in the head. So it's in a similar way. We're going to do this wild child thing, this magic mind thing, but we're also in charge. And he does a fabulous job of that. But it's interesting that he didn't ask him in that moment. That is really interesting.
Okay, now he's going to call, you're going to answer the phone, and you're going to talk to him. Bing, bing, answer your phone. Bing.
Hello? Jay's father, you got the money?
Has he got the money?
You got the 10,000? He says he's got it.
Good, is he going to bring it?
Okay, you going to bring it over here? All right. He's going to bring it over here.
Good.
Okay.
You sure he's going to bring it?
Okay, you sure you're going to bring it? You're not lying to me, are you? He says he's going to bring it. He promises.
Don't have to bring any police.
No police. Don't bring any police. Come by yourself. No funny stuff.
Right.
Okay, you got 30 minutes to get over here. The address is 2522 Mulberry. Right. Hurry up. Okay, he says he's coming.
Okay, now he's going to come knock on the door. I'm going to give you $5,000 now. You want time.
Okay. Okay, he's going to come to the door.
Right, and he's going to get that money.
Alright. So if you go to the door and get the money from him, and come back and get you.
And then you're going to count.
Okay.
Answer the door.
Who's there? Jake's father? You got the money? Alright. I'm going to count this money, and then I'm going to bring him home, if there's enough money. You got that? Alright.
He even does a sound effect on the door. It's hot.
Okay, now count the money to make sure there's enough.
Okay, is there enough?
He asked him, is there enough?
Okay, there's enough money here. You're lucky. You're gonna watch out. He brought all 10,000 of it with him.
Hey, what are you gonna do about it?
Well, I'm gonna spend it. What do you think I'm gonna do with the money?
Spend it on what?
Well, it's none of your business.
$10,000 is a lot of money, you know.
You shut up. We're gonna take you home now. You got that?
Okay, now you're gonna put me in the car, you're gonna take me home, and then you're gonna let me off, and you're gonna leave, and I'm gonna go in.
Okay.
And my dad's gonna be real happy to see me.
Okay.
Okay?
I'm gonna take you to the car again and drive you home and let you out. Okay. And then what am I gonna do?
Well, first you gotta put on the mask.
Okay, gotta put on the mask to drive you home.
Right.
All right. When I let you out, what I do?
Then you're gonna go away.
Okay. All right.
Right.
So he's very good at getting all the details.
Get in this car again. Hurry up. Taking you home. Get rid of you. Yeah, go to this car and be still.
Right to the house.
Okay, here we are. Okay, now you go in the house and you be a good kid as soon as I leave. You got that?
Right, okay, now you're gonna be inside, you're gonna be my dad. You're gonna be real happy to see me.
Hey, you're home. You're safe. You're safe. Did it hurt you?
Yeah, how you doing like that?
I got a loan for $10,000.
Really?
You had to wake the back people up at midnight to get it, but I got it. I'm so glad you're home.
Oh, Kleenexes. Oh.
Instant. I just can't wait to tell you how great that play session was.
That was so neat.
Really good. We had a real good time.
Yeah, we did too. We all enjoyed watching it.
Look at her forehead. No wine. Look at that. It takes away wrinkles.
Such a difference in what we saw when we first came.
Filial therapy takes away wrinkles.
Yeah, I really was. I was impressed with Jay, you know, the way he was in control, seemed to have it all planned out, and he knew every little detail that he wanted me to do.
I think a lot of that's because you were letting him do that. You were relaxed into it, and you were letting him control you, and so he became a better controller. He was good at it. He was.
You know, all those power struggles that went on in the past, all those jockeying for position kinds of things that used to go on, just dropped out of it. He seemed to know what he wanted and was able to direct you, and with just a question here and there, just to make sure you were facilitating his goals, you then, you know, just got what you needed to go ahead and play it out, and responded very sincerely. I'm sure that you got a lot of satisfaction out of that.
Yeah, like that look in his face when, at the very end when you were his father again, accepting him back in home. That was just precious.
Yeah.
He was happy. Yeah.
Look on his face. It's unbelievable. Yeah.
So it seems like that major theme that was so troublesome to you and Kevin in beginning the control area seems to have really dropped out as a major issue between you. Seems to be very flexible. You know, it just seems like you've all pulled out of that as an area between you. And from what you're telling me about what goes on at home, it seems like it's happening at home too.
It's really carried through at home, I think, a lot.
Yeah, we don't have
Changed.
any of the big explosions like we had when we first came.
Yeah.
It's not like that anymore. Jay didn't always like what we wanted to do, and we don't always agree on
Everything's
stuff.
not always smooth all the time.
But we don't, I mean, we use the limit setting, and it's just sort of 1, 2, 3, and Jay knows that there's a definite end and results. And so he may not like it, but he knows what's going to happen. So I don't end up getting mad all the time like I used to.
Yeah. So the outcomes are more suitable to everybody.
Yeah.
To everybody, even Jay. He doesn't, I don't think Jay feels like he has to try to come against me all the time, and he's not always trying to step on me anymore. I feel like he tries to do that to me anymore so much.
So you're out of the power business with him too?
Yeah, that's right. I think so.
Well, that's really very exciting to hear.
I love watching y'all play like that.
Look at that look.
I had a good time. It's neat to be able to play play, with your son like that. And to be able to let him sort of be creative and in control at the same time. I thought he was very creative with his little drawing.
He said he's always been creative.
That's right. But sometimes creativity wasn't channeled in that sort of direction. I wasn't having as much fun with it before.
Constructive creativity now.
I think we all have a good time with this creativity now.
You don't feel as though it's winding you up as a loser.
Yeah, it doesn't work against us so much anymore.
That's right.
I know you need a break. We're going to take one in a second, but you got to listen to this theme song. It's so cool. Take a break in a moment because I can empathize with your bladders and other parts. What'd you think overall? We'll talk more after you come back from break. What do you think overall?
Loved it.
Loved it. Yeah, isn't that awesome? Just awesome.
And it was cool that like all of the themes, at least the ones that we saw, were control, and it seemed, from the opening scene, like that was a huge issue, and
on the nose.
To see that kept kind of coming up and playing out. And
exactly. We're going to talk a lot about that when you come back. But yeah, the theme, play does use, it is the poetry of your soul. It is what is most important, what's most up for you, what's most unintegrated, if you want to look at it Jungian-esque. It's saying, wait a minute, we got to get balance here on this issue of power and control. His symptoms were really a plea, an insistence. It wasn't a plea, it's an insistence. My soul speaks for the need to be the causation of my existence. I got to have more control in this relationship, dude. And of course, the more you would assert, the more they would it was very out of balance. And through the play, and among other dynamics we'll talk about, they rebalanced it. So now there's creativity along with control. It's wonderful. Yes?
I thought it was really fascinating that Shay made the dad be both the stereotypical hero, but also the villain.
Yes.
And like just the talk about symbols and archetypal type of.
Yeah, you had him be the bad dad, the kidnapper, the stabber, all that, and then the good dad who calls the bank at midnight to get the loan and make sure it's not just $5,000, it's $10,000. I mean, back then, $10,000 was like $10 million. Ooh, $10,000. But and notice I did, and there's no funny stuff. You're gonna lose that money, dude. And you do. I'm a hero. And remember how many times he said that you're gonna be my dad. And you're gonna be really happy to see me. And you did such a beautiful job of being really happy, genuinely. I mean, it's real for them. And that was so important to James. And you're right, it's my dad, my hero, my savior. You betcha. Get some play. I saw a hand back here, yes.
It made me think of Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, yeah.
I never really thought about that. It's a good rationale for why you can play Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh.
Yeah.
I know the game. I've never played it, but I know you play out different roles and stuff. It's very archetypal. Yeah. So God knows, and we'll tell you, you can certainly psychodynamically analyze this. You can take that's what I mean. All theories are also right. The magic is in the connection, that's there, the bimonicness of how they do that. But also the balance between prefrontal, orbital frontal, prefrontal, how they move in and out. Right brain, boom, then left brain. So what do I do next? And you can be, it's fantastic. All right, and you before? No, we're good?
And just such a change in the dad.
Oh, God, yes. Oh, rigid and
he's finally on the floor and.
Yes, and the change in the mom. I mean, not to be crass, he's going to get something tonight. I'm sorry, you can write it. He is. when she says, I just love watching them play. She does this little, oh, I caught that. Oh no, look at her face. It really is amazing. Filial therapy is good for wrinkles. She had this furrowed, frowny, whiny face the whole time. Then she's just like open, smooth, glow. She's literally glowing. Oh yeah. And Jay's face, oh God, with his dad. And all that negativity of, this is a stupid toy. And how the very first toy, the stupid mask toy, becomes so pivotal in their later play. And the magic of it. Oh God, it's just wonderful. Go take a break. Sorry, only 10 minutes. Come back at 10:30 and we will proceed. People, you can stay there if you want. Notice, there were 4 thefts in that play, in that video. 4 thefts. First, Jay stole their power in the waiting room. Just stole their power. No matter what they did, I'm stealing your power. Even to the very end, again, when he picks them and has him picks them up and puts them in the chair, I'm going to spank you. And he goes, you think you got my power?
That's my favorite part of the movie.
Remember the next theft?
Dinosaur?
Correct. The dinosaur. Let's play psychologists. What's going on there? Why is he taking that dinosaur? What's up there? I mean, it could be lots of different possibilities, but what's...
Desperate you to control?
Absolutely, that's certainly part of it. I think, what else you were going to say?
I was going to say, you can't tell me what to do, I'm going to do whatever.
There's certainly that, and there's the causative agency end, if you want to put it that way. Control is causative agency. I run my own life. But the other biggie, of course, or even bigger, is connection, right? This kid feels empty. He's trying to, in the first theft, in the waiting room, he's finding some way to make connection. Remember, going neener, neener, neener is still engagement. It's still making you connect with me, making you literally pick me up. I mean, in a way, it's interesting. I never thought of this all the time listening to this tape. We see Eston physically holding his son in the beginning, but it's in an angry control thing. And at the end, we see the hug. So even physically, bodily, we have kind of a yin-yang. But both are connection. Remember, the worst thing you can possibly do to any human being, pardon me, I'll only do this for 4 seconds. I mean, for those of you who are checking your texts really quickly, that's the worst thing you can possibly do. They'd much rather have a, I hate you. That's at least engagement. At least you exist. Remember, no me without a we. At least this is a we. This is, oh my God, I'm totally alone. Eston alone. That little boy feels alone in that family in the beginning theirs. So he's doing all kinds of things to at least get that connection. Well, dinosaurs, I mean, I'm sure he wants it, all kinds of reasons, control also, but also feels a void. Maybe for this moment, a little dopamine rush. And I feel happier. I've got something here. Something here. Then the third theft, and it's okay if you don't remember this, you just saw this tape and there's all kinds of things.
Big robber?
Yeah, he has his dad steal money, right? Taking. Now, let's back it up a second. He's not feeling safe with his dad in the waiting room. There's this interactions and whatnot. He's doing this jostling. I would dare say, in that first session, he's not particularly feeling safe either. And they're still doing this. I mean, the dad's just kind of sitting there, not even reflecting, not doing anything, and so I didn't have to hide this from you. I can't say, Dad, I really want, I mean, he says first, and then he's like, well, I'm going to get you anyway, skillful. So it's not safe there. Something happened, obviously, a lot of things happened between that first session and the one with the, I don't know what to do, Dad. I don't know what to do. You're tired of all your toys. A lot has happened. So now he feels, bless you.
Thank you.
God, you're all uni sneezers. I'm waiting for the second sneeze. I feel safe around you, Dad. In fact, I feel safe enough now that I can be an aggressor. I don't have to stab the bow or punch a bow. I'm gonna aggress with you. We're gonna play here. That takes some safety, man. That takes some connection. Give me your money, give me your money. Well, so let's play psychologist again. What does money represent to this kid? Yeah. All we need is love. Whap, ba, 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 da. Of course. You don't have to be a psychoanalyst to figure out, this is love. Do you love me? Do you love me? Give me that love. I gotta take this love. Give me that love. Give me that love. Give me that connection. Money also is causative agency. It gives us power, but, okay? And then what's the fourth theft? I'm so safe with you, Dad, now that you can steal me. You play out my inner thief. Let's do this. I feel so safe with you now, you can tie me up. We can do this. Did you get the money? Did you get the money? Is he going to get the money? Are you going to give me love, Dad? Are you going to give, is this for real? Do you love me, Dad? Do you love me, Dad? Do you love me, Dad? That's the thing about it. I'll get back to you. Dad, but there's an engagement, there's a reality. So in some senses, because he did come back, he got the money, I got the money. And it was Dad, he did ask, did he get the money? But he got the money. I love you, Jay, I love you, son. I love you so much. I'd call the bank at midnight. And notice, no funny stuff, no police. You're not going to get this money back. You're going to lose that. Do you love me that much? So both the money is love, and it's also that you can lose something that's important to you, because they're obviously not a wealthy family. So money is a big thing in this family. That's how much you love me. 4 thefts. That's beautiful. Because now he feels so safe, psychological safety. Way back when, probably session 3, I told you that one of the things I really want you to remember out of this class, among other things, is the concept of shifting. Remember? And what is shifting again?
Creating your feelings in someone else.
Correct. Not just feelings, the whole psychological state. Creating, through your actions, your inner state in others, which means your feelings, your worldview, your perceptions, all that stuff, that big schema of self, other, in the world. And you just violate it, not a word, but you get the idea, in others. Jay is a fabulous shifter. Let's look at this now from shifting. So what's he shift in that first session? If we freeze frame that, how does Eston feel? How does, what's her name, Kathy feel? And that when they're in the waiting room. Just give me some adjectives. How are they feeling? Helpless, angry, frustrated. God, I can't do anything to get these parents to be the way I want them to be. God, I'm so frustrated. I'm so helpless, hopeless, angry. Blah, blah. Everything they are feeling is the psychogram of Jay's soul. It's a fabulous shift. Fast forward. How is Eston feeling when he's tied like that?
Vulnerable.
Vulnerable, you betcha. Helpless. Ow, this hurts. Hopeless. Ow. I can't imagine a better visual sculpture. Good old Virginia Satie used to sculpt families. Have the family members sculpt each other. How do you see this family? I can't imagine a better visual for how Jay feels. Never mind all the love, that's also true, but here's another way to look at it. In relationship to his dad. I'm totally tied up. I can't be who I am. No wonder I want love from you. It's a fantastic shift. It's a beautiful shift. And then he shifts in the next scene. Again, it's much more complex, the interplay, because he is more empowered. So he can shift the helpless, hopeless, the scared, the whatevers, and also we're now bimonic. We love each other. I can hug you and you can hug me back. We're tuning forks. That's shifting, okay? All right, any of you family systems people? Kind of, okay. So let's look at it from a family systems perspective, because shifting really is a family system dynamic. So the most simplistic concept in family systems, you have mom, you have dad with a father, mother, father, and child. Right? It's a mobile. Right? So in this conceptualization, what's the meaning of symptoms in the child? Child's the identified patient, right, or identified client. And what's going on? Why are they acting out? From a system's perspective, it's okay if you can't think of this, it's not a big deal.
There's no homeostasis?
Right, and what's the real problem that the family therapists really want to get to eventually? Correct. The fundamental assumption is that the child is acting out issues between the parents. Okay? I dare say Eston's dad was not a warm, fuzzy, cuddly guy. I could be wrong. Pen might not fall. Maybe it was his mom, or maybe it was both of them. I dare say that Eston probably, even before this training and all that, was a better dad to Jay than his dad was to him. I bet Eston's dad wouldn't tolerate Eston being under the chair, or the table rather. He would have hauled him out and spanked, and Eston probably didn't do any of that stuff. So perhaps, maybe. So one of the states, remember when I said parents shift onto their kids these primordial parental states? Remember the rebellious child? I dare say, perhaps, maybe could be wrong, that what's being shifted on Jay is the rebellious child. You say fuck you to me the way I wish I could have said to my dad or mom or whomever. You act that out. And we get to play these various roles here. Okay, so there's a systemic shift. I dare say, and I could be wrong, that dear sweet Kathy, forehead lady, cold, had a cold dad and mom, probably. Climate in that home, I bet, wasn't all warm and fuzzy either. It's pretty cold. Probably controlling. I bet she felt very controlled. I could be totally wrong. This is so presumptuous. I bet she feels really controlled by Eston. I could be wrong. But I bet the same thing that goes on between parent and child and dad and kid goes on between the two of them. And I bet she, in some sense, maybe over-identifies or whatever with dear sweet Jay. So that he feels also alone. Dang it, woman, why do I always have to be the hard ass in this situation? I always have to haul him out. You're such a whiner wimp. God, I can just imagine them in family therapy or in couples therapy. And she's saying, yeah, but you just yelled, you're mean, you look like, this angry, mean, harsh guy, and you grab me. You remind me of my dad, my mom. I feel so alone in this relationship. I feel so alone in this relationship. Reminds me a little bit, and again, I don't know any of the background. I'm just making this up, but it seems to fit perhaps maybe. It's like a step family. You work with step families, and you got the exact wrong dynamic in that. You got mom, and you got stepdad. And mom, one of the reasons she fell out with stepdad because he's a big, strong, fine man, and that's wonderful. And the kid liked him for a while until they got married. Now the stepdad's saying, hey kid, it's 9 o'clock, time to go brush your teeth and get to bed. Mom, I don't want to keep playing my gaming game. Oh, let him stay a little longer. Man feels de-empowered, emasculated. And of course, family therapy, couple therapy, so let's reverse this. Let's have you, mom, you say to the kid, honey, it's time to get, and let dad be the guy who says, give him another 5 minutes, come on. Reverse some of this, come on. Because mom's like, well, if I get tough with him, he's not going to want to live with me anymore. He's going to go to his bio dad. Or something. Okay? What does Gurney do? She basically says, Heston, dude, get a heart, man. Get a heart. Soften up, lighten up, play. And it turns out he's great at it. I love watching them play. She's wishing her dad could have done that with her. She sees that now she's all hearts aglow. She doesn't feel alone anymore. What does she feel? Connected to this fabulous husband of hers who's so playful, loveful. And what does Gurney say to the mom? Jeez, Louise, stop being such a wimp. He's squirting water in your face. I can see how uncomfortable. You need, I shouldn't use the word mandate, but you guys, it's necessary. She really emphasized. That is your task in that session. In these sessions, learn how to set appropriate boundaries. I would have loved to have seen a follow-up of her with him and see how she can set, and he will respond. And Eston's going, yes, finally! Somebody besides me is telling my wife not to be such a wuss. So that I don't have to be the bad guy anymore. I get to play with my boy. I get to get some, sorry. And I get to, because I bet you that's not happening a lot. And cold, that's not anything, it's cold. Now she's strong. Now he's warm. She's the limit setter with some of this. And now we've got a family that feels together, both dyadically and triadically. Ta-da! It's wonderful. Getting this? As I told you, Jay Haley wrote a wonderful article in support of play therapy, individual play therapy. And his point was, somehow change that system. Even if you just stick a therapist there, all of a sudden has alliance with the kid, that's going to change this mobile. This is a much more direct way of doing this. Okay? What else does Eston get to do? Don't forget, the child represents the father within the father. The child represents the child within the father. When Eston is playing with Jay, he is playing with himself in a sense. He gets to be the dad to his child, inner child. Remember, symbolic mode of reality, whether you're a psychodynamic person, a Jungian person, whatever, they're all about those, in this orbital frontal, I can think of a billion things at once, mind, it all blurs. So I get to be the dad to my child that my dad never was to me. My child being inner me. I get to reparent myself. That's fantastic. Jay, you're me, man. You're me as a child. Now I get to do this differently. So he's healing himself, which only gives him more resources to be that much of a better dad to real external Jay. Getting this? Cool. Thoughts, feelings, fantasies, and I just flood you with a bunch of info. It's okay if you don't. Are we on time? Okay, because I want to cover some other stuff. Okay. I do this, by the way, several times. I had one case where the dad was in New York for the first 5 years of these kids' lives. He missed them. I mean, he had some contact, but very infrequent. And the courts say, you got to come out here. They got to have some connection. Well, the kids are like 5 and 8. So I had him do filial therapy. He got really good at it really quickly. They connected very quickly. Mom was furious. It disrupted her alliance, or collusion, however you want to put it, with these kids. I worked a couple times with this, and this was really almost awkward, with unfounded sex abusers. There was unfounded. It was an allegation. Courts don't know what to do. There's some kind of reunification. And I think, well, what could be a better way of trying to inoculate empathy? And if you're empathic, you're not going to be doing horrific stuff to kids. By the way, you know it changes brain structures and stuff. It messes with neurocircuitry of sexuality and all kinds of things at the neuro level. Put that on. So I taught them this thing. And one guy was really good at it, the other guy never was. Doesn't mean he was a molester, but some people aren't going to have rhythm. And that's one of the frustrating things. Carl's dad was never going to really learn this stuff. That just wasn't his propensity. But a lot of folks, most folks really can. I did one, this was interesting on the other side. It's nice, in those days we call them yuppie couple came and wanted some help with their daughter. And I looked and I said, you know, you guys would be great for filial therapy. Let me show you what it is. And I showed them that I had them take a look at this tape. And I can see why it could be kind of upsetting for some parents, like you said. But if you look at the whole content. He came back and said, I love this stuff. Love it. There is no way I'm going to say to my daughter, you can think, feel, say anything and do about anything. That's not who I am. You are great at that. You do it. We'll hire you. Okay. It's kind of the model of, I don't play piano. I think it'd be wonderful for my daughter to learn piano. I don't. You're a great piano, not only player, but teacher. You do it. Okay. I saw her. That worked. So it's not for everybody. I will say way back when people had to have a project as their final for this class, and I'd say, obviously, whatever you want. Mitch Perlman wonderful psychologist in this community now, way back then was a student, and his project, what he decided, was to create a filial therapy group. By the way, I've never done it in group, I've only done it in individuals. He did a creative, he was a psych assistant, did that. The group went so well that even when he left, they continued. By the way, one of the things that happens that you didn't see is they do start talking about, Eston, what was it like for you as a child? Kathy, what was it like for you? It does become a group where they start looking and exploring at all of that. And that's also very useful. Okay. Parents are enormously important. Let me talk about parents now for the next chunk of time. As you know, I tell any family I see, I'm seeing the kid individually, I still say we're a team here. Divorced parents, I always say to them, if I gave you a pad to write the 5 to 10 traits you wish your kid would be at 30, best friends would come. And if your ex did, I give him the pad, you'd be writing the same things. You'd be writing the same things. I do that even with a custody eval. I say, look, let's be clear, it's really about, you'd be writing the same things. How to get there, we might be really different on. And I've never had a parent ever say to me, no, he'd write something, or no, she'd write something totally different. I never had that happen. They always go, yeah, that's true, they would. Great. Team. Question is how to get there. More and more, especially with oppositional defiant kids, if I wanted skill acquisition like breathing, I have the kid be the comm coach for the parent. These oppositional little spunky 10-year-old boys, they don't want to be told by their mommies to breathe. So I got no problem. Give them a buck a week. Once a day, you got to make sure mom breathes at least 5 times. And I'm talking belly breath, not bikini breath. We're talking belly breath here. Ho, 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 Buddha. You make sure she does that. He's going to use your comm coach. I mean, I obviously get the parents to sign up on this. They always do. They're like, oh, cool. And they do it. The one I have now, 20 breaths, they decided. Give them a buck a week. Every night before, when she comes in and helps them go to bed and all that, he's his coach, her coach, and they do she does. Because I know mirror neurons, he's going to be counting 3, 5, 3, 5. I told you about cotton ball wishes. Really about that? So you get these little cotton balls. And here, put out your hand. I've got the cotton ball here. I wish for you a day filled of giggles. And then the ball goes to your hand. But what am I doing? And then you give one back to me. That's a nice bedtime ritual, the first thing in the day ritual. Okay? It's breathing, but in a fun way. What's another great breathing thing? It's called bubbles. I always say take your troubles, break them into bubbles, and pop them away. Pop, pop, pop. For the negativator, we all have the inner negativator. Mom's going to give you a buck for every time you notice. And yeah, use money or some reward or care coupon. I like it immediately. I don't want the star on the wall. It takes too long. Just, here, care coupon. Take your little pad on your iPhone, go boom, you just got a care point. Right now. For every time you notice that I say something positive. That's all. Then the parent has to make sure they say something positive. Oh, it's a wonderful day. Boom! Hey, you just said something positive. Give me a buck or whatever. Why am I doing that? Negative kid. What's the research behind that?
To draw attention to the positive.
Of course. There's some nice little video game-like stuff and some of these mind-expanding things where it's like balloons floating, and you got to touch the ones that have a positive word as opposed to negative. It's mostly negative or neutral words. And supposedly, the research supposedly says you start paying attention, attitude of gratitude. Make it 3 of the soul, man. Attitude. So you see, I'm using them all the time in this team approach. Okay. Let me tell you some bad moments in therapy with parents. I'm not perfect at all. I'm easier with kids than parents sometimes. We all do. Well, let's see, which one should I give you? Ah, yes. The dark one. Hi, Dr. Volcani. I've heard such fabulous things about you. You have got to see my son. He's depressed. He's awful. He's awful. He's terrible. What diagnostic category? You're already beginning to think, even though you shouldn't be doing that. But what do you think? Oh, I've heard fabulous things about you. My son is awful. He's terrible. He's evil. So you have to be the one who sees him. He's been to a lot of other therapists, but I hear you're the best. Come on, what are you thinking? What are you thinking? Yes, you're thinking borderline, even though you're more sophisticated than that, but kind of going, whoa. And you cue in right away that a lot of therapists. Oh, okay, so I'm going to be one of the string of therapists, because guess what? You only hear so long, and then you fall from grace far and deep. Wow, well, that's right. Now, what's the next question I ask? Come on, first day after I ever met you, what did I tell you? If you get one of those calls.
Who has custody?
Exactly. Is this an, pardon the term, intact family? A rare breed, unfortunately, or is there a divorce? Oh no, my husband's deceased. Oh wow. Yeah, it happened about a couple of years ago. Okay, so you have obviously sole custody. Yeah, of course. Okay, great, no problem. So I interview, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, she's seen various therapists. She decided, the father died of cancer. He was at Scripps or some treatment center here, okay? Well, that wasn't good enough. They're obviously not doing it right. We need to take him to the best clinic in the world, or at least in this country. So I mean, I understand, and this is before Google, but she found one in, I don't know where it was, somewhere in the Midwest or something, famous mansion, I don't know. The doctor says to her, I'm not being dramatic, just giving it to you straight. You put him on a plane, he will not survive the flight. He will arrive there dead. I will tell you that straight out. Now here's volume 1, volume 2, and volume 3 of the disclaimers that you're going to sign, releasing us of any and all liability, because he's going to be dead at the airport over there. Not being dramatic, just telling you the facts. She's signing away, you're all charlatans and blah, 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 blah. Puts him on that flight. What happened? Of course he died. A little inconvenient for everybody on the flight. Hello? She has some guilt. Remember I told you that that psychic guy, the hypnotist came, John, whatever his name was? I sent him, actually, let me go one step further. In our work together, because I am seeing the child individually and whatnot, one of the things that drove her crazy is his manners. He eats with his mouth open. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Can't you fix that? I was much more of a purist and I was less team, frankly. I was really seeing kids individual. I had a student I'd had in the class before who was a fabulous behaviorist. She did the chart stuff and all that. I call her up. She's a psychicist, and I say, listen, here's the situation. It's one of these things where I think we could do a nice teamwork. Work on his manners. It's driving her crazy. It's kind of driving me crazy because she's bringing it up. And I keep saying her mouth. She does the mimicking of how he does it. I mean, come on. She says, oh, I'd love to. So I tell her, it's great. Oh, this is the best behaviorist. Oh, fabulous. So over there. So she's doing the manners thing here. I'm doing the individual play thing over here. I did say to her very clearly, this kid has a lot of losses. Okay, he's had all these various therapists come and go. Loss is that. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me finish the other thing. So she found out that because that was a former student, about the Jung class and the booga booga stuff. It's because she went to this other one and said, I want a psychic or somebody because I want to talk to my husband. She goes, well, actually, Volcani, blah, blah, blah. Oh, well, I can't ask him. Would you ask him? Because, persona, how it looks. So I gave her the referral, and she did go to the psychic. So I do say to her early on, it's going to be important. Things happen in all these. If, for whatever reason, you decide to seek another best therapist, please, 3 sessions. I gotta have 3 sessions because I knew this was going to happen. Well, around session 8, not too far along. Hang on, there's a reason why I'm doing this, but you won't know why yet. Around session 8, maybe it was 12. I'll never forget the moment. As you'll see next time, I often work with kid individually, and then in those days I bring in the parent. I still do a lot of that sometimes. It's important for her. What did he say? She comes in. Just had, this kid is starting to really bond with me. We're doing well. Oh. He has a younger brother. We'll call him Andrew. I don't know what his name was. She loved The younger brother, of course. The golden child. He's perfect, he's wonderful, he's handsome, he's athletic, he's so smart. She goes on and on. And then you've got the evil one who eats with his mouth open in the mashed potatoes drawer. Disgusting, loathsome. Snake mouth. That was a snake tongue. That wasn't like the other one. So don't get those two confused. That was snake tongue, evil woman. Not that I had any kind of transference on this woman. I mean, my mom wasn't evil, so it wasn't that kind of, just like shadow. It's more of a shadow transfer, please. The boy's about 8. Oh, thank you. Yeah, really important. Boy's around 8. Beautiful, big eyes. Wonderful kid. Anyway, they aren't honkies. There was some other ethnic group. Hey, I can refer to myself as a honky. Okay, I get to do that. Caucasian. There was some other ethnic background. They weren't African American, some other. But anyway, so I had these beautiful kind of I don't know if it's a rainy or whatever eyes. It's a really handsome lad. But as you might imagine, very shut down. Especially hearing. So she comes in. He's sitting in the big bear. You'll see the big bear in the next tape. And she starts talking, and then she starts talking about the brother and all the wonderful things that week, and he got to this and that. And then she starts railing on this kid. And this kid looks up and says, "Mommy, what? I feel you don't love me." And he starts like tearing. Right, and I go, she goes, "What do you mean? How can you say that?" And I say, well, I can understand that, you're just saying these wonderful things about Andrew, and then you were saying, the mashed potato, blah, 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 and I can imagine how you might feel like you don't love him. This is an emblem for putting your foot in your mouth. Unfortunately, I'm not quite flexible enough yet, but I'm working on it, to get my actual foot in my actual mouth. A song comes to mind, and I'll tell you in a second. She gets up. She looks at me. She grabs little Arjan, I don't know his name, hand, and walks out. The song is One Way Before Your Time by Bob Dylan. It goes like this. And it's all over now, baby blue. Great song, by the way. That was it. She walks out. I'm saying, okay, we'll see you next Tuesday. Obviously, I hurt your feelings. I apologize. I'll see you next. Not a word. Talk about, we are no longer a we, me. It's a me and a not we. I call. Phone doesn't pick up. Again, this is just the old-fashioned machine stuff. I call. Eventually, she picks up the phone. Says, I know you're calling, and you leave messages. I can't believe you said that. I'm never going to say, and he is never going to see you. I said, I understand. I totally understand how offensive it was to you, and blah, 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 blah. I do believe it's really important for this boy that at least, if nothing else, I'm not going to charge you. Let me be clear. Come on in. One session so I can just say that I valued our time together, that I'll carry him in my heart. You're not carrying him. Okay, wrong phrase. For borderline, part object, heart, inside, not a good. Too unbounded. Wrong. That only occurred to me afterwards. Oh, right, okay. A letter. In those days it weren't text and email. No, listen, I'm sorry being so desperate, but it's really for his well. Trust me. I know you don't, but can I just talk to him right now? If he's in the background, I think I'm hearing you. No! Click. That was it. Oops. Let me give you 2 more. One's very simple. By the way, I don't know what, yes.
Looking back now,
yes.
would you have handled the situation a little differently, or would you feel like...
Well, I mean, looking with the perfect 2020, yeah, I wouldn't have said that. I mean, I totally get why I said that. Oh my God, first of all, it's unbelievable how risk-taking he was in that moment. So what I should have said was, I should have obviously empathized with her. I mean, I over-empathized with him. So I should have, because he's out here alone, man. Oh my God, talk about the little guy and the huge dragon. What was that, Beauty and the Beast? No, not Beauty, Sleeping Beauty. Well, it was Beauty and the Beast. He's beautiful, she's the Beast, but I'm Sleeping Beauty when the little knight suddenly comes up against this huge dragon. I don't know if you've ever seen that scene. Even nowadays, that's the most unbelievable with all the CGIs. So he's like, come on, help me here, Mr. Co-hero. I should have said is, I totally understand why you're so outraged. You love him so much, and he's not getting it at all. It's so unbelievably frustrating. Totally get it. I will say, and this might sound really weird, but hey, I'm a psychologist, I get to say weird things. He at least felt safe enough. Some part of your love got transmitted enough to him so he felt safe enough to tell you this bizarre distortion that he thinks you don't love him. I get it. I get how awful you feel. Now, if she starts nodding, kind of going, yeah, and softens, then maybe, after I said all that, and I'm sorry if I called it a bizarre distortion for you, kiddo, I understand. I get that. What's bizarre distortion? I'll explain later. Is that a movie? Is that a... It's okay. We'll get there. Of course you love both kids equally. But whatever reason he hasn't quite seen that. And I can kind of, when you say that, I can. So maybe. But the reality is, some point or another, the eagle becomes a squashed pigeon. Guaranteed. That wasn't the best time. That was a bad time. And again, if he is going to die at the airport by the time he lands, he's dead. She's taking him anyway. You think I'm going to have any influence? You think she's learned from that experience? Nada. Okay. 2, and then we'll go 3, and then you get to leave. This one's very simple. So it's actually an uncle raising his nephew. And they get into all kinds of stuff. It's like, what? The kid gets up. He's so mad at his dad. He's about to hit, or uncle, but he calls him dad. He's about to hit him. Thank God for St. George Holmes. 1001, 1002, 1003. That boy and I are now in the chair, and I've got my arms wrapped around him here, holding his head so he doesn't do one of these on me, getting my arms saying, hide me, because he's in a total limbic lock. He's in a total altered state. And I got my legs nice. He said, we're good. What does the uncle/dad do? Gets up and goes, thanks. He's about to hit the kid. He thinks I'm holding the kid so he can smash him. And I do one of these, wait, no. And I go like this. So you could smash the back of my head or my back. So literally, such great moments in therapy. Kind of misjudged that one. And he's like, hey, turn around. I go, no. It's called child abuse. Okay? 858-560-2191. You don't want me to call that number, okay? All right, you in your chair? You're in your chair? Okay. This is before I knew all about the breathing. I was thinking about it anyway. So then I finally turned. They didn't have Uber in those days, but I did not have them go home together. One took a taxi. His dad drove, and the kid took a taxi to some other relative or friend or something. Okay? Now, number 3. Another not good moment with a parent. This is why I returned to karate. I took karate in undergrad in Santa Barbara. I took it over the summers here. I took Shotokan there, Kempo here when I was doing my graduate work. I took Taekwondo. Well, I was like karate. But I come back here, and I'm really busy in my life and whatnot. But there's a karate studio right there in the neighborhood. And I always would walk by with my big dogs, and I'd watch a little, and the guy says, hey, I tell him my history. He goes, come on, join. I said, look, I know it's a commitment. You can't just come in here every once in a while. I know it's a commitment. And I'm going to do myself, you and this art, a disservice. Because I'm not going to come, I'm not. That's not where my time is allotted. Fast forward about a year and a half. Here's the case. I'm to do reunification therapy between this big, hulky, angry biker man, and he's proud to be a biker man, recovering, hopefully, and his son, that he again hasn't seen in like 5 years or whatever. Son lives with mom and stepdad. They hate the dad, of course. He did abuse this kid. He was a pretty horrific guy. I meet with the guy individually. I meet with the mom and step-parent individually. I meet with the minor once individually. We're all on board here, blah, 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 blah. Okay. I talk to his therapist, the Bruno guy. No offense to the name Bruno. He's rough on the outside, sweet on the inside. Sounds like Saba. What, is he born in Israel? No. But anyway, okay, I can do this. And when he came in, he's a big, huge guy. He sits down, barely fits in the chair. Tats, nothing wrong with tats. Told you, I almost got a wave in the back here. That's when Rory says, come back from Hawaii. You're not doing that. I love my boy. Okay, this is fantastic. And I try him, he's probably going to be a little nervous, etc., etc. By the way, nowadays when I do reunification, the first thing I do is give them each a pad of paper. I tell the parent, write down exactly the feelings he's having right this moment. Write down the feelings you're having. Do you want him to say them first or you? You gotta get the empathy going. Okay? So, stepdad brings minor in the waiting room. This was my previous office where there's the waiting room, there's a door, it's insulated, but it's not perfect. And here's my office. Nice ocean view, lucky me. Man, there's dad, there's son. Son's freaked. And by the way, the kid already told me, you don't want to do that. I said, it's a court order. I'm so sorry. You know exactly where this is going. I haven't seen you in so long. It's so great to see you. I've really missed you. Kid's like deer headlights, man. Actually, it's more like a little iguana or something with this huge truck coming at him. Why didn't you ever ride? Or didn't you get my cars? Yeah, I got my cars. Why didn't you ride? Why the fuck didn't you ride? What the hell? He starts going off. And I'm like, whoa, wait, I know how much you love your boy. And he gets up on his chairs and he goes, shut the fuck up and sit down. And I, swear to God. I'm like, whoa, I'm so sorry. Session over. I said, literally, I get the kid, I go, and the kid's like, I'm amazed he didn't wet himself, literally. I'm amazed I didn't wet myself, literally. Those depends, man. No. Sorry, bad image. It's like, delete from the mind, put it in the trash, now delete trash. Empty trash, it's not on your hard drive. It gets worse. As I'm getting the kid into the waiting room, the stepdad, I thought was outside, was there. And he yells, you having a good time in there abusing again my son? Oh, fuck. Bruno, man, comes out there. Total altered state. Oh, my God. This guy could lift a Mack truck with his left pinky and he's right-handed. Oh, my God. Everything goes kind of slow-mo. I'm following behind him. I go, wait. I said, you guys get out of here. This is right above El Crabcatcher, for those of you who know that area of La Jolla. El Crabcatcher, it's right above that. That's where my office used to be, right above there. This is around 10 in the morning. And I'm like, okay, just leave. And of course, leaving, holding the kid, and the stepdad's still yelling at him. He's now on the top of the stairs at Prospect, yelling at him. And this guy's out there, you fuck. And I say, come in. Just come in. Just get him back in my waiting room. He's now in my waiting room. He looks at me. Total altered state. It's all your fucking fault. It's all your fucking fault. And he is about to strangle me. And I looked at him with as much faux grace and aplomb as I possibly could muster. And I said, see ya. And I tried not to just kind of a saunter out. I mean, how do you do that? I mean, the inner wimp, the inner terror, my protector was like, get the fuck out of there, you crazy? This guy's crazy. He's going to, and I literally, thank God for those other exits, because I exited. And then he came out that door and said, fuck you. I'm going to come back with a gun and shoot your ass.
Oh my God.
Now, don't you want to be a psychologist? Huh? Isn't this an insp? You told me I inspired you. Thank you so very much. Huh? Am I inspiring you today? That's a different tongue. I call the police. I go, this is what happened. They go, well, nothing we can do about that, sir. I said, okay, wait, I know about confidentialities, but I got to tell you, I'm going to tell my wife and other people, if I'm dead tonight, this is who did it. I said, you could hire a guard, a private security person. I was seeing people then that afternoon. I thought, shit, what if he comes back? I'm putting my check. What do I do here? Oh, I know. I'll call his therapist. Oh, I'm sure he didn't mean it. I don't know. He sure sounded, he was in a, I didn't know the term limbic lock then, but he was in a different place. I remember that from St. George. I probably didn't. So I think, wait a minute. Face the beast. Call the dragon. I called him. I said, how are you now? And he says to me, and I'll never forget this moment, I had a gun in my back pocket. And I could have shot your ass in the spot, but I don't shoot anybody in the back, you fucking wimp. That was it. The next day, I signed up. I said, I'm here, I'm committed. That was 17 years ago. I am never going to be that vulnerable ever again in my life, ever. Because, God, you're going to take away my being at my son's graduation? I don't think so. You're going to take away my being at my son's college graduation? I don't think so. You're going to take away my being at my son's wedding? I don't think so. You're going to take away my holding my grandson or granddaughter? I don't think so. Not without an unbelievable fight. You want to talk about cause of agency? You want to talk about, bring it on. I don't think so. I have a lot of options now. I had very few options then. I have a lot of options if somebody, God forbid, ever attacked me. I have a lot of options. I still think probably the best thing to do is see ya, gracefully as I can. But if I can't and I'm up against the wall, I have a lot of options. So on that delightful note, go have an empowered, playful, connectful week.
So what did you do?
What do you mean? Oh, I did. I went and came to therapy. He never came back. That's the great news.
But were you scared?
Oh, no, because he basically said, I'm done with you.
Okay.
He didn't say it, I'm going to be back. I'm trying to make that clear. He basically was done with me. Fucking wimp. I could have killed your ass, and that's it. It's done.
All right.
Yes, thank you. I didn't mean to. Yeah, on my end, there was a big closure. I didn't say that to him on the phone, by the way. We already hung up. I said that to myself. It ain't going to happen. Not without a great fight.
Why that wasn't enough for the police to do something, because he's threatening you and then again threatened you and said he had a gun on him.
I didn't make another call.
What if you did? Do you think that would have been enough for?
No. And not really. I mean, like, oh, I should take this off. Let me just.
Boundaries.